No, it's just okay. So you know how sometimes there's some straight up craziness in like worship for these sort of things. Here in Italy, we also like to worship a lot of saints
Well, okay,
because
well, Alex. Okay, so Alex, so you're not Catholic yourself, right?
oh no, I am still Catholic. It's just I am annoyed at that, and I'm not gonna do anything about it because I'm just a guy. But I still have my annoyances.
So you
That's
just have
all.
your annoyances with the Vatican.
Annoyances with the Vatican and the general state of. Honestly, because my father's side of the family were kind of crazy, especially with my grandma. Because, you know, my don. Because basically, a don would be like a not really. Would basically just be a priest. But honestly, not really. Not really, really a priest that, they can actually hold sermons and such. Or I think they did. It's just that sometimes they can basically be spiritual gurus in a way, as in some can say they can talk to angels, they can talk to the saints and such heresies.
Hmm.
It's basically just a way. It's just mostly just the sleazy ones that get to basically form basically their own little cults around them just to get some money out of people.
Hmm.
You know that shit. It's
Okay.
very popular here in Italy, especially near Rome. Like, you won't believe the kind of shit these
Okay.
people get to go
No, I
do.
think I heard something about that though when doing some research and looking stuff up. There, I occasionally try to look at my fellow brothers and sisters in Christ and try to see like what the hubbub is. We try to look into stuff, you know. Yeah, it's been a while since
Uh,
I've done stuff like this. I kind of was aware. This is kind of the thing that I hear when Protestants don't want to convert to Catholicism is because of that. Is because of that, which is kind of funny though. I guess Catholicism is just in that zone, but it's like it's nowhere near as bad as Protestantism is here. And no, here it is in the states, but kind of interesting to hear. But I guess it's to hear on Council and Trent when he did his little podcast thing with Redeem Zoomer, who is a mainline Protestant, and he talked about that and said that yeah, the state of Catholic Church is kind of a bit of a mess, but it's nowhere near as bad as here as the mainline Protestant churches are in the U.S. Which is kind of interesting though. Which I still have
but I
reverence. I
don't
still
care.
have reverence and respect for the Catholic Church, minus a lot of the nonsense that happens. Like I listen to Bishop Barron like a lot. Like I'm subbed to his channel and like I listen to him talk, and it's like I gain a lot from stuff from him. And he at least admits and is aware of the scandals that happened like way back when, you know, when Catholic priests were like touching little boys and stuff like that. And he mentioned that he actually talked about that on his thing with Tucker. So
That's
yeah,
already
like
one
I
of my annoyances.
yeah.
Where to start? But yeah, honestly, it's also because, again, these are just isolated guys who usually tend to be in smaller towns. Just because they know they have control over people, they get to do also this sort of show-offy thing of, I can talk to the angels, I can get in contact with these saints who are basically the patrons of these sort of towns because they're more like they're basically old-timey religion thing that have existed basically through Italy, which most would know was for most of its modern history being divided into city-states. So, yeah, yes, you get God, Jesus, and everything that the church professes, but then you also get these small patrons because, they're part of your heritage, mostly because they had statues of saints that have did some great deeds in their life or were just there to represent that city state because if you're part of that city, you are the city. You're part of the state.
Mhm.
And that kind of thing. So it kind of is more part of, the the big thing of all. I feel like the more recognizable one would be Saint. Okay, how the fuck do you translate Gennaro in English?
Gennaro. I mean, if that's his
Yeah,
name,
it's
that's
just
his name.
Yeah, just Saint Gennaro, who,
Yeah.
again, his whole thing is that there is a reliquary where his blood can be turned solid, and a lot of people praise to him, all the Neapolitans, because it's the big guy in Neapolis, and again, Neapolitans tend to be rather, what's the word, scaramantic, very, you know, they're very spiritual. They really believe that, you got your lucky charms and all these things. They believe in that stuff. They really think that, these lucky charms, the chili horns and all these things, can actually just give you some good luck and praises to the patron would actually do that. And most of the time it's just we have this cool, we have this neat statue of a saint that is not even ours, but it's in our town. So we're just gonna worship that because, other than the cross, that's the other thing we can do. And yeah, where I live is just a statue of Saint Mary that could have been connected to Napoleon Bonaparte, possibly.
Hmm.
No kidding.
Hmm. Yeah.
It
Well.
could,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yes, it could be, but there are doubts. But mostly because, again, we gotta sauce it up, or else people won't show up to, come and give people money.
Yeah. I'm not completely skeptical when it comes to that, but I guess from how you sound, how you make it sound, as if there's a lot of people who make these grandiose claims. The ones that are making grandiose claims are the ones that are lying 9 times out of 10. The ones that are more
Oh,
quiet about that, especially both Catholics and a lot of Orthodox. From what I've noticed, a lot of the quiet Orthodox like type monks, like who actually seem to have had a lot of divine encounters and stuff like that. I do believe, because they seem to be a lot more connected. But it's always the grandiose ones, no matter where you're at. Those are the ones that are lying. The
oh,
funny thing,
you oughta,
the Lucky
you oughta
Charms
read
bit.
about Saint Pio. Oh, you oughta read about Saint Pio. Like,
Padre
Saint,
Pio, Padre Pio, Saint Padre Pio. Yeah,
yep, that man. Unironically, I think he just had it,
he
and
did.
he didn't say a word, and just, he just continued on to his life because God gave him the call. He gave him the choice. He just took it, and that's it. That was his life. Simple,
Mhm.
humble life as a monk, and that was it.
Yeah, yeah,
Simple.
yeah. Simple. As for the Lucky Charms
Ow.
thing, that's like 50-50. I know about the crap. What are they called?
It's
Rosaries.
deep.
Totems.
Yeah, it's
It's the
legit.
or it's like totem or something like that. The Orthodox churches have something similar to that, but those are actually like hand painted, and
Rosaries.
that's not,
Rosary
no, no, no. It's
beads.
not rosary beads. It's not rosary beads. I mean these actual these small pocket things where you have like little pictures and of like
Yep.
either the saints or Saint Mary or something like that. But they're actually like blessed by the priests that are there, and you do help the church out by buying them. So I don't know if
Yep.
I'll
Those
get one
are.
of them. I don't know if I'll get one of them, but I've heard about that, and I have heard they do help to an extent. Though people don't actually pray to the statues and pray to the little things that they have. They're mediators to help you envision God, envision Mary, envision Christ. It's kind of silly how on YouTube there's like this big yell war going on in that community. People are yelling at Catholics again about them worshiping Mary, which is like, how many times do Catholics have to say they don't worship Mary? It's like, oh no, I mean, it's not like she gave birth to Jesus or anything like that. Okay, okay.
I don't know. I guess people just be crazy about this shit. It's the typical thing of religion. Sometimes people just do be crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's part of nature.
I mean, look at the Middle East right now. People are sacrificing their children.
Wait, really? What?
Look it up. Look it up. Death. Yeah, there. A lot of them are sacri. I don't know if it's this Iran. It was either Iran or somewhere else there, but they were chanting "Death to Israel, Death to Iran" while sacrificing their children. It was
What in the,
dark. It was dark discovering
what
that,
in the
dude.
deep,
Yeah.
what in the deep fried Moloch is going on over there?
Deep fried mo. Yeah, yeah.
Are we serious? Just having a reenactment of Moloch? What the fuck is going on? Why is the Middle East so insane?
Yeah, it's just, oh god, Muhammad.
Everybody
Ah,
there, everyone from first to last, everyone there is just fucking insane. I feel like it's just the heat that makes it go insane.